"Get your hands off my wife," I shouted, fury rising as two men in fake HOA uniforms dragged her off our porch. My blood ran cold. One wrong move, and this would erupt into a firefight. But Sarah wasn't just a damsel in distress. My wife was CIA, and her backup was already in position. It all started like any normal Saturday in the suburbs. Birds chirped, lawnmowers buzzed in the distance. The neighbor's dog barked at nothing again. I was in the yard, sleeves rolled up, battling our half-dead lawnmower. The stubborn thing only worked when it felt like it. Meanwhile, Sarah sipped coffee on the porch, wrapped in her robe, looking like the perfect image of suburban peace. Then the black SUV pulled up. You ever get that gut feeling that something's off before your brain catches up? I felt it the second those two men stepped out, crisp uniforms, polished boots. Sunglasses that didn't belong to code enforcement. They moved like soldiers, not city workers. The taller one flashed a badge. "Ma'am, we've had complaints about your property." Sarah didn't even blink. "Show me the violation notice." That's when things spiraled. He grabbed her arm too fast, too rough. Huge mistake. Before I could even drop my wrench, Sarah sprang into action. She twisted his wrist and stepped into him with force. A sickening pop. He howled in pain, clutching his arm. His partner lunged. I caught the flash of a hidden weapon under his jacket. But Sarah was already in motion. She ducked low, drove an elbow into his throat, and swept his legs. He hit the ground, choking. Then 3 more men piled out of the SUV, bigger, tougher, armed. 5-2, and one of us hadn't been in a fight since high school. My heart pounded. "Sarah," she just smirked. "You picked the wrong house." Before the attackers could advance, a van screeched around the corner. Doors flung open, 6 armed agents poured out, shouting, "CIA? Drop your weapons." The fake HOA goons froze. One reached for his gun. Bang. A warning shot hit the dirt near his foot. The lead agent, a woman with a scar across her cheek, locked eyes with Sarah. "You good?" Sarah dusted herself off. "Took you long enough, Jess." Jess snorted. "Not easy staging a blackout and jamming their comms in under 5 minutes. That's when it hit me. This wasn't random. It was a full-blown operation." Sarah turned to me, eyes softer now. "Sorry, babe. I didn't want you involved." "Involved in what?" I asked, stunned. Turns out, those weren't HOA inspectors. They were members of the Dmitry Group, an elite foreign espionage ring. Their mission: kidnap Sarah. She'd been tracking them for 9 months while posing as a housewife, gathering intel from inside the neighborhood. Book clubs, HOA meetings, even nosy utility workers. It was all part of her cover. They hacked local records, forged uniforms, and disguised the abduction as routine enforcement. I glanced around. How did they miss this neighborhood? Just grinned. They didn't know the entire block was a CIA safe zone. Every house, agency personnel, even Carl with the grill. Former NSA. My jaw dropped. "So the cookouts, poker nights, cover-ups," Sarah said. "Though Carl's brisket is genuinely amazing." That night, once the suspects were cuffed and agents returned to their homes like nothing happened, I sat there, speechless. Sarah handed me a beer. "You okay?" "I was just thinking about gas prices today." "You fought a kill squad," she smiled. "Just another Saturday." I stared. "How long?" She sipped her beer. "Want the official version, or the one that won't give you a migraine?" "Start slow." I joined the CIA out of college. Languages, top scores, deep cover ops. 3 years ago, I was assigned to this neighborhood to monitor one of our agents. "Me," I whispered. She hesitated. "You were the wild card. I wasn't supposed to fall for you, so I wasn't part of the mission." "No, you're the reason I almost left it." She took my hand. "But the agency said I was safer with you than without you." I blinked. "I can't even fix the water heater." "But you noticed the SUV. You felt the danger before it exploded." "That instinct, that's why I stayed." In the days that followed, the story unraveled like a spy novel. The Dmitriev Group had been embedding agents across the U.S. as handymen, utility techs, and yes, even HOA workers. Their goal: abduct mid-level CIA operatives, extract intel, and make the disappearances look routine. They had inside help, Sarah said, a mole. You think they're still active? She nodded. This wasn't the end, it's just starting. 2 nights later, I woke to glass shattering. Reaching for the bat under the bed, Sarah was already gone. I crept down the hall, light in the kitchen. Sarah stood calmly, gun trained on a bleeding man in tactical gear. Who sent you? She barked, no reply. Jess arrived, crouched beside him. Polson, we ID'd you 2 days ago. Thought she wouldn't be ready. Sarah handed over his encrypted phone. He sent the hit order. Second wave's coming. Jess looked grim. We'll lock it down. At 3 a.m. they came again. Vans, armed men. But we were ready. Sarah gave me a handgun and kissed my forehead. Stay low. Run to the panic room if they breach. No hero moves. I'm not letting you face this alone. You won't be, she said. This is my home too. The firefight was fierce but short. Drones, smoke, muffled gunfire. By dawn, it was over. The second wave neutralized. The mole in custody, I walked into the kitchen. Sarah was calmly flipping eggs, so I said, we still doing brunch with the Masons? She laughed. Yeah, they're MI6, but their scones are incredible. Are we safe now? She paused. Safer, but in our world. Nothing's forever our world, I echoed. She tossed me a black badge. Welcome to the program, Mr. Reynolds. You passed the test. What test? Survive an extraction, keep your cool, don't die. Not bad for your first week. 6 months later, life was different. I took a civilian intel role, learning logistics and field support. Sarah was still undercover, but now she had backup. We still grilled out, still waved at neighbors. Only now, I knew who they really were. Sometimes I miss not knowing. Missed the days when my biggest worrying was the mower. But when Sarah smiled at me from across the yard, warrior wife, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Because I didn't just marry a spy, I married my partner. And I'll never forget the day I found out. If this story gripped you, inspired you, or made you cheer, subscribe for more incredible real-life tales.